4-2-3-1 is a staple in any FIFA 22 Ultimate Team players' formations. It is solid across the board. Today, we're going to bring you episode 1 of a 5-part series where we're going to talk to you about everything about the 4-2-3-1, its pros, its cons, your recommended custom tactics, how you can line it up, and all of that good stuff. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. It's a formation that has dominated over the years across the competitive FIFA scene due to its soundness in defense, its reliability in attack, and being very difficult to play against. In terms of the pros of the 4-2-3-1, we are going to have a very solid defensive line. You've obviously got your 4 defenders with your 2 CDM sat in front. However, a lot of players do also make sure that they bring their center attacking mid, their right attacking mid, and their left attacking mid back to help out in that defensive line. What this can create is 2 brick walls for the opponent to try and get through and work in between those gaps, which can choose to be very, very difficult. It sets up very nicely when it comes to the finesse shots, which on FIFA 22 right now are very effective. It's something that you guys want to make sure that you've got in your game, and having that right attacking mid, that left attacking mid, recommended to have a right attacking mid who's left-footed and vice versa on the other side, so they can cut in and look for that finesse shot very easily. It makes it very comfortable, and the attacking patterns that we can use for that do make it very simple for the player to use. The other thing is that the 4-2-3-1 does also have variability in the play style that will suit you. So whether you're looking to play tick-attacker, possession football, long ball and hitting on the counter, it offers absolutely everything. It does have a very easy way to change that tempo. If you want to go long ball, you can. If you want to go tick-attacker, you can. It's one of the things about the formation which makes it very successful across FIFA players across the world, because it has that variability. Looking at the cons on it, it can be difficult to attack at times. For some people, they can struggle to get their right attacking mid, left attacking mid involved as they should, and maybe not having the fullbacks always constantly overlapping means that you are really attacking with 4 players. You've got a striker and 3 attacking mids there, so sometimes you may feel a little bit outnumbered, and then you do have to think outside the box. The other thing that makes it difficult is that you do only have 1 striker. Having 2 strikers up front at times makes it very easy to look for those 1-2s. When you have that centre attacking mid, players may find it a little bit more difficult to get in behind, get through the opponent, and get into the 18-yard box and look for those shots. It can be overrun against certain formations as well. A 5 at the back, for example, or even narrow formations means that the 4-2-3-1 can struggle ever so slightly. This is where you may need to adapt and change the way you have the 4-2-3-1 set up when you are using it. Recommended could be leaving your attacking midfielders on stay forward, looking to hit on the counter against a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, or a 5 at the back, so you can really try and isolate and get onto their centre backs and have a very good time on that. Just a quick one, YouTube. If you're enjoying the video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Come on over to the Twitch channel as well. We do stream on there every single day. A link in the description A link is in the description if you are interested in that. Let's get back to the video. Choosing your custom tactics is something that can really separate a good 4-2-3-1 and a great 4-2-3-1. You want to make sure that you have variability again in how you want to play this formation. Is this going to be a formation that you're using to see out the game, or are you going to start in this formation? Is it going to be your formation to have a heavy press and try and win the ball back? You need to decide which version of the 4-2-3-1 you're going to play. For me, myself, I use the 4-2-3-1 against players that I know are of equal ability, or if not better, and I use it to see out the game. The reason for this is because of the pros that we've recently just mentioned. But if I wanted to go for a little bit more attacking, I would probably go with a 4-4-2 as a different formation for me. So have a look. Are you going to have a pressing game? Are you going to run press on heavy touch, press on possession loss, or balanced? Really decide what suits you. I've ran press on heavy touch recently and had a lot of success with that. But recently I've gone back to balance. The reason for this is that I really want to make sure my 4-2-3-1 doesn't have any leaks in it, any gaping holes. I want to make sure that my team is compact, hard to break down, and having that unbalanced really, really works for me. Another thing you really need to think about with the 4-2-3-1, and this comes down to you and your playstyle. How many players in box do you want to have? Do you want to have you know, your centre mids making those late runs into the box? Do you want your opposite winger on the other side of the pitch to make that run into the back stick? How do you want the 4-2-3-1 to suit and play for you? It very much comes down to this. Myself, I'm quite a heavy possession player. I prefer my players to stay on the edge, ready to pass the ball around and really wait for that perfect opening. For you, you may be happy crossing it in, kind of playing for that second ball and going from there. So really do think about that when you are looking at that as well. Moving on to the fullbacks. How do you want your fullback set up can be a big decider in how the 4-2-3-1 plays. You can have them on balance, or you can have them on stay back while attacking. Balance will mean that they will go ahead and get forward. It's completely down to them when they believe the ball will be going on that side of the pitch and when they want to go ahead and make that run. Overlap can be a good thing here to really offer you a lot of width from those fullbacks should you need it as a necessity. You can also use the step up instruction. This is where your fullbacks will go ahead and mark any man that's free higher up the pitch, really helping you keep that opponent in, making it very difficult for them to play out. Again, very useful if you're looking at using this as a pressing formation. When you're trying to think about work rates and how you want your work rates to be set up in the 4-2-3-1, you probably want to have one centre defensive mid who's medium attacking, high defensive. Your stay back while attacking centre defensive mid, the person that is going to break up every single counter for you. The other centre defensive mid can be a little bit more expressive, willingness to get forward a little bit more. Here, you may want a high work rate, so they get forward and they get back. You may want high attacking and medium defensive. It's whatever suits you and your playstyle. If you find you're getting countered a lot, you can have someone that's a little bit more defensive minded should you wish to. Same for your fullbacks as well. If you like them to get forward, have them on high attacking work rates, you're more than fine to do that. If you prefer fullbacks that are a little bit more defensive, try and find someone with medium attacking and high defensive. It will be quite difficult to do, however, but that can work. Now, when it comes to your attacking players, your centre attacking mid, your right attacking mid, left attacking mid, I really would recommend having high attacking work rate, medium defensive work rate if you can here. You want them to be wanting to get forward. When they have high work rates, you will notice them come back a lot more and defend a lot more, which is great, but it does also burn their stamina and does mean that they're not going to be in those attacking positions as quick when you are hitting on the counter. The striker really depends on you and your play style. Again, what sort of player you've got, whether you've got a target man, whether you've got someone that's quick and looking to get in behind. High attacking work rates are a necessity. If you can, you really want to make sure that they do have that. If not, you can find them getting a little bit lost and not being where they want. Again, if you want them to get in behind, set them on that get in behind instruction in the player instructions role. If you are wanting to use this formation to see out the game, I would recommend putting your attacking midfielders on comeback on defense, having two centre defensive mids on stay back while attacking, and having your fullbacks on stay back while attacking. Your tactics here will change if you are wanting to try and have that part of the bus and just, you know, seeing out the game. You will leave your striker on stay forward, and you may look to go for long ball on your actual custom tactics in that. And that will help you see out the game really well. Be sure to have a good attacking width though, so you do have some width in your attack when you are trying to see out that game. And make sure you have quite a narrow defensive width, probably about 40, 45 will work an absolute treat for you. Essentially creates that overload ball side and makes it really difficult for the opponent to get through. So next up, in part 2 of the 4-2-3-1 formation guide, we will be looking at how to attack in this formation, showing you the attacking patterns, exploits that you can use, and what you can do to get the most out of this formation. If you guys want to see that, be sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss any of our uploads. Thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Let me know how you find the 4-2-3-1 down below in the comment section, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.